after 3.
Okay, wonderful. So I'd like to call today's meeting to order at 3:30. Christine, take the roll call. Supervisor Bowman here. Supervisor Bowman is absent. Trustee Redmore. Trustee Ziegler.
Here.
Trustee Sam.
Here.
Trustee Glass.
Here.
Thank you. Everybody can join me in the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any public comments? Or do you want to say anything?
No thanks.
Sounds good. Then today's meeting's changed the agenda up a little bit. Just going to do updates. Start with updates. So, Ted, you want to start?
Yeah, so the first thing I'd just like to quickly welcome all the new board members and the returning board members. Working with all of you. This is meeting number 1 of many, so looking forward to it. And then I do also want to update that just briefly, the agendas going forward in our board meetings are going to look a little different than those in the past. So we're going to add a section on the agenda called the consent agenda. It basically allows us to streamline the meeting. And so non-controversial issues like the board audit, the minutes, items that get voted on at the COW, and other things can be just passed in one motion versus having to do separate motions for everything in an attempt to help kind of streamline our board meetings.
You want to talk about
The one.
Okay.
So just to make everybody aware, I completed our second round of interviews for the open management assistant position on the administrative team, and I will be drafting up an offer letter and sending that out by the end of the day.
Is that a full-time position?
It is a full-time position, yes. Yeah, so basically, right now, Lena is in that role, and she's a full-time employee who spends 25 hours a week in the administrative office, and then 15 hours a week over at the community center. Based on the community center's need, they need full-time help, so we'll be moving Lena to full-time over at the community center, which left us for a position, an empty, one person short. So.
And there's a job description online. She's going to be assisting Kathy with payroll and accounting and assisting Ted and kind of a catch-all for projects and things like that. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see you here. Just wanted to make sure, thank you for coming today. I know it's a different time than we usually meet. Just wanted to set the ground rules that we appreciate everybody's time and opinions and life experiences, and we may not always agree. We may disagree, but we always need to respect one another. So just making sure we start with that. When we bring things to the meeting, COW meetings, board meetings, everything, just make sure that it's precise and clear and bullet points. We're kind of making sure we're doing that, and everybody does a great job on that, so thank you. We'll be ordering the name tags and lanyards and nameplates, so I'll be sending an email just to confirm how you want your name tag and your nameplate to read. There is going to some of the training that I've been attending for new and being on the board. There's an ethics and conduct code that a lot of the townships have. We have an ethics code in place. We're just going to be looking at it and just making sure it's up to date. The last one was done in 2009. We're also, to the board members, I've handed out a strategic plan. That's something it hasn't been updated in a while, so we'll be looking at that in the future. I just wanted you to have it, to start reviewing it. Switch that. Be interviewing township attorneys for the future. When there's a change in supervisor, you're able to change township attorneys. So if anybody is interested or has any questions, or please let me know. But we're starting that process in June.
It's not a definite, we're interviewing, right?
We're interviewing, yes, considering, yes, not definite. There will be an additional audit done per the Illinois state law, that there has to be an audit done from the end of the year, which would be March 31st through the start of my term, which would be May 19th. So the auditors will be you back in June just to do a 45-day audit per the Section 60 of the law. Committee assignments, looking into that, had some good discussions, so we'll let you know about that. I'm working on an onboard binder that will have a lot of information for you. It will be mainly Kelly and Robert for different things that you should know. Ted's working on a presentation. Also wanted to let you know that the Lake Zurich Chamber of Commerce is doing a State of the State with State Senator Darby Hills, State Representative Nabila Saeed, and Jan Schakowsky on Friday, June 20th from 8 to 9:30. And if anybody's interested in going, please let me know. Where is that? Sorry, go ahead.
Did you say January 20th? Or
June 20th.
Okay.
I said January, I meant June. It'll start today. And where did you say that was? That Kemper, I believe. Okay. That's interesting. And, yeah, that's my report. So far, just trying to get in the swing of things. And then, trustee updates. Todd, do you have anything?
No. Where's Sarah from?
I have that for when I go.
Okay, good.
I can just go jump ahead.
Okay. Teaser.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kelly and Robert, do you have anything you wanted to say?
Not yet.
I want to know more about my summer schedule.
That could be a one-on-one, but it doesn't have to be. Thank you.
Understood?
We can talk about that later. So, community center?
So community center, well, we had the ladies trip last week. It went really well. Lisa and I worked that. The newsletter went to print on Friday, so that'll be hitting doorsteps within 2 weeks. Camp training started today. Today was the last full day of school. Half day tomorrow, not even a half. So youth department's happy. But it's been great this year because almost all staff is returning. If they're not returning, they've been working homework club this semester, so really veteran. And I want to say, as ladies, are going to college for teaching, so they're a bit organized, which is great. I mean, like every week is planned out already as far as they have baskets with the crafts in them already. I'm a little bit afraid because it's the most organized they've ever been, and Joe keeps feeling like that he's missing something big. But so yeah, that's going fantastically. The center's going well. Just I did a couple of interviews, phone interviews today for the open positions, but neither one of them were really on board for the hours, the limited hours.
Is there any dinners that we should know about that you need?
No, we had our paella dinner on last Friday night, and that went well. And our next 4 are going to be okay because aside from one, they're all outsourced. So pretty easy. We do have on June 20th, we have an Alzheimer's walk. Lisa is spearheading that, and that is in conjunction with the Alzheimer's Association, and there'll be a whole route mapped out. And so we are looking for walkers. Just saying.
Already signed up.
I know you did. Your whole family.
I don't know if the kids will do it.
That's Saturday?
And presumably, if you can't walk, there's still take donations.
You presume.
Just making sure.
What time of day is the walk going to be?
It's on Saturday, June 20th.
At what time?
What time?
Oh, sorry.
I think it's 10.
10?
Yeah,
Thank you,
so.
Gloria. 10 o'clock. That's all right.
Susan,
Yes, sir.
you asked Jeff to pressure wash
Yeah.
we pressure washed that building last week.
Okay.
So
It's just
3 weeks.
Yeah. So when I went over, Joe and I brought over some more supplies today, and just even, like especially in the corners and what have you of the pavilion, it's just built up. If you guys don't have time, let me know. Honestly.
It's better from all the paving than it did last
Yeah.
week. I'm sure there's
And just even like, you know how like in the it sticks to the wood on top. So in the corners up above as well, it's just,
We'll get it cleaned up Friday.
thank you.
We haven't had a communications meeting, so nothing there.
So Sarah is going to be returning hybrid on Monday, June 2nd. And that week she does plan to be in the office on Wednesday and Thursday. So it'd be the 4th and the 5th of that week. Obviously, we're all looking forward to her coming back. And we've also been discussing different programmings and ideas for our department as well. So I know she's going to be talking to whomever's on the committee or you as when she gets back. The other thing I was just going to bring up was, I don't know if was all the emails changed to .gov yet?
Yeah, great.
Because ours is not.
Correct.
Okay. I just happened to notice that today, and then I got busy, so I thought I'd just bring it up here.
Yeah, no, so there was a lot more complicated than we were anticipating of just moving everybody's email from tedm@township.gov or org.gov. There's a lot of back-end stuff, so we realized we were losing access to certain things when we made the switch, so it's taking longer than expected because we want to make sure that it's right. So
That's fine. I just happened to notice it today, and I'm like, it's going to come back, or maybe something happened.
Yeah.
So that's all.
it'll be done hopefully by the end of June. Should all be completed because with the contract that we have with the Kind, our IT consultants, we get 10 hours a month, and then they bill us overtime anytime beyond that. So we try to keep them obviously under the 10 hours, and so.
And he also thought he could maybe do, I didn't get to talk to him much when he was here that day, but he also thought he could maybe do ours remote.
Yeah, most of the stuff can be done remotely, but it's an issue of working on your computer while you need to.
Yeah, because it took over. I know Lisa was the first one they did by us, and that took over an hour.
Yeah.
And then they work at Friday, so I was like,
No, yeah. So that's.
Okay. I just wanted to double check about that because I just thought of it today. And then the referrals are still going strong. We're busy with therapy and case management right now. I don't have any of the numbers with me because I don't think we're doing that in this meeting. The lending closet's full. The only thing right now that we would need is toilet risers. But we've been very busy with graduations and weddings and lots of falls lately too. So that's all I got.
All right, guys, highways and parks.
Okay, well, for those of you who don't know us, my name is Mike DePaulo, and this is Jeff Meyer. I'm the highway superintendent. He's the assistant. I'd like to welcome the two new members. So welcome. Good luck. So,
wow, that was an ominous face.
I need a lot of luck when I came here. So, the dash cams have been the dash cams for all the vehicles have been delivered, and installation will begin shortly once Brett figures out how the installation process goes. We're thinking we're going to start with the buses, and then the assessor's vehicles, and then the highway department vehicles. The community center windscreen has been delivered, and as soon as we can get that scheduled, we'll get that put up and installed. And as everybody probably saw, the parking lot at Knox, the wet parking lot, has been resurfaced and striped. And there's just a couple pumps of the siphons that they got to finish up, and then that project will be done also. Unfortunately, the gentleman we hired to fill our seasonal position got offered a full-time job with the county. And currently we're interviewing a few more candidates. We've got one more interview tomorrow. And we've got one that we're really interested in, and hopefully we'll be able to make an offer by tomorrow. It sounds like he's pretty interested, so cross our fingers. See if we can get him in. That's all I got.
Anything, Jeff?
Nope, Mike covered it.
Good. Transportation services, I don't have any updates with that.
Hello. The update is the 2025 evaluations are almost done. Hopefully we'll be sending those to the county on Friday. I have been busy going through them as an edit and waiting for AccuBase to send the final information that he was working on. And we will be set to do the closing of the books. We did hire Valerie as a replacement for Robin, no one can really replace Robin. She was one of a kind, but Val's been stepping up and doing a great job for the office so far.
And she comes from?
She came from the county CCAO office, so she's already got her certification. She has 20 years of experience working at the county, so she already knows the exemptions, the appeal process, everything for the grading. So they should have a lot of things done with the appeal processes and also having another CIAO in the office.
Do you have an estimate for when you'll be able to close the books, is what you're saying?
Hoping to close them on Friday.
They're due on Sunday. That's it. Historical Society and Museum, I met with them on Saturday. I have to send you guys an email. Their shutters are loose. They think some of the shutters. But they have some great programs coming up, and we'll keep you in touch on that. Cemetery, I don't have any updates on that. Do you have anything?
On the cemetery, they're continuing to work on the veteran markers. There was a delay in the medallions, which is going to go in the middle of them. So the hope was to have them up by Memorial Day. That didn't happen, but they are progressing.
Thank you to the Highway Department for putting up flags for Memorial Day. That's it.
So any update on the Historical Society flooring?
No, Paul and I have been playing with that, so.
So is there any penalty provisions for not having those markers in by Memorial Day? Wasn't our goal to have that done?
Oh, we're reading penalized. No, yeah, I understand. No, I don't know. No, so I don't think they were meant specifically. We didn't buy them specifically for this Memorial Day because they're gonna be a permanent fixture. So no, there was just nothing.
Okay. So no estimated time of delivery?
Well, they have about half. It's my understanding that they have about half of them made. So I don't know sitting here today when the rest will be done. But I can talk to Jeff and tell if he can.
Those are going to be permanent?
Yeah.
I believe so, right? Yeah. You get it.
So is the only holdup just waiting for the supplier?
Yeah. Well, so they have to. I don't think half of them still need to be made. So yeah. So they're. They are the reason.
Okay. So,
We have one upstairs if you want to see what they look like, what they're making.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So just to give a quick background, right now the veteran markers they don't really have any clear indicator of where a veteran is laid to rest, and so these will go with the headstone of all of our veterans in the cemeteries. And so during Memorial Day and Veterans Day, we put flags out to put on these markers, and so or on these graves, and so it'll be easier to identify and then quicker to get the wreath that we put up, all that stuff at the graves. They're really sharp looking too.
All right, any other questions? Topics for discussion, board trainings, township presentation.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the board trainings first. So there are numerous events being held by both TOI, the Township Officials of Illinois, and MTA, the Metropolitan Township Association, for training specifically targeting new board members. So if you're interested, let me know and I can get you some dates of when those are. And then kind of tied to that, the big event of the year, and not necessarily just for new board members, but TOI does an annual conference in Springfield in November. It's a 3-day training. It's a Monday through Wednesday in November. If you were only going to do one thing a year, this is the thing I think I would recommend, especially for the newer members, as they have a lot of training classes. But then in addition, on Wednesday, they have breakout sessions. So clerks will go in one section, assessors have a session, supervisors, trustees, every role has their own committees, and I just think it's a great way to learn what other townships are doing, kind of share the experiences. Township administrators, we just have to sit in the bar and wait for you guys to finish, but we'll make do.
That sounds terrible.
Well, yeah,
That's coming from a guy that doesn't.
exactly, great, yeah, so,
Joy.
exactly, yeah. So, if you're interested, there's a early registration. It's less expensive the earlier we register, and then we can reserve the room blocks. So the event happens at the Crown Plaza, but they also reserve rooms at the hotel that's in the same parking lot. And it's just kind of random who gets what. But I want to, if you're interested in going, I want to make sure you get one of those room blocks. So again, if you're interested, I can send out more information.
And do you have the dates for that?
November 11th or 13th.
That's it. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, and then I am working on a Gila Township specific training seminar that I'd like to do for the. It's going to target the newer members, but obviously any board member is welcome. It will incorporate kind of all of what Gila is, and so I'm going to work with the department heads. I've started the PowerPoint, and just if they can give me a slide or two, and we're thinking like a 2 or 3 hour training event, and then we'll coordinate schedules. We're looking at doing it sometime after the June board, but before the June cow, and so in that 2-week window. But we'll see how everybody's schedules work out.
Any questions? All right, cow meeting time. In the past, we've met in the morning on Wednesdays. We had some discussion about going forward, what we're going to be doing. I think we should have another scheduled one and kind of discuss it and have some other conversations. But next month, I think we should have it. Talking to some residents, they wanted more participation, so they wanted them closer to the evening so public could come and see what was going on, because so much is discussed at the cow meetings. I understand there's a meeting in here on Wednesday evenings. I wanted to keep it as close to closing time as possible so that we didn't have to have 2 nights a month staying late with the board meeting. So I was thinking about 5:30. So it's a little bit after work, but it's not 7 o'clock. And was hoping to see if people were available on Tuesday or Thursday evening this month, just to June, because then things might change after June, but I think we should just have one more scheduled meeting.
What is the third Tuesday of the month, this meeting here?
The third Tuesday? Okay.
This will be the last.
This would be the last.
This will be the fourth.
The fourth Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Next Tuesday?
The
Oh,
last
okay,
Tuesday.
so the last. I'll
Yeah.
just,
No, I appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, teach what I thought. My dad had those meetings here.
Okay. So is Tuesday evenings at 5:30, just for June, because we might change things going forward, but just Tuesday at 5:30, the last Tuesday of the month in June.
I'm going to have an online class at 7 p.m.
We should be done by then.
Okay.
Okay, right, you're out of town. Okay, so let's pencil that in for 5:30, the last Tuesday of the month.
24th?
24th.
I may be remote, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Medical.
I know I'm not a board member, but I won't be able to come Tuesdays.
Okay. Well, things might change after that date. I just wanted to put one on the books before that. Had some good discussions and just wanted to talk to departments about it as well. Next, we have discussion of possible action to approve. Huh? After some discussion today, put that off until next month as well.
Which one?
The committee assignments. Some interesting thoughts, things to ponder, so I'll bring it up next month. Talk to department heads and stuff about that. So number D, discussion and possible action to approve Resolution 2508, resolution appointing authorizing agent with respect to the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund.
Yep. So just to quickly recap. So Lori, supervisor, needs to be our authorizing agent with IMRF. And so to do that, we need to pass this resolution. So I sent, you should have all seen it in your email.
Mm-hmm.
And, are there any questions before we vote?
Do we need a motion?
And can we do that here? It doesn't need to be at a board meeting?
No.
It's-
Yes.
I figured you.
This would be under the consent agenda.
Yeah, so-
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Do we need a motion?
Motion.
Okay.
That's Ann, second.
Agreed.
All in favor?
Aye. Do we have to do a roll call? No, I-
But it's a resolution, so yes.
Okay.
Supervisor Woodward?
Yes.
Trustee Kim?
Yes.
Trustee Segler?
Yes.
Trustee Fox?
Yes.
All right, motion passes, thank you. Discussion.
How many people exactly do we need on the board in order to do these motions?
Well, yes, good question.
Absent.
Yeah, so you need to have a quorum, which is the majority, so we need, of the 5 board members, you need to have 3 here.
Okay.
So,
Discussion and possible action to purchase HP, is that prom, right?
yep.
Mini 400 G9 desktops for Highway Department, not to exceed $3290.20. This was included in the budget, so it's not a new purchase. It's just authorization to purchase them.
Question, why are we doing desktops and not laptops?
This is for the highway department, and they,
I just didn't know if a laptop was less expensive than a desktop, or that maybe they might have a need for flexibility.
We have 2 iPads now, so if the guys need something to take out to the field, they've got access to those. The desktops, we have 1 in the mechanic shop and then 3 in our office. That
The screens are larger for what they're doing,
Yes.
their mapping, so desktops work better for them. That was a question I had too.
Okay.
How do we decide to purchase those?
4.
4.
Okay. That seems like a reasonable rate.
Good, so we need a motion.
Motion. Kelly? Yeah, that was you. Second?
Agreed?
No.
Second.
We need a second.
Just a second.
Second.
Thank you. Does this have to be a roll call vote too?
This did not.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, discussion and possible action to purchase 2024 F550 chassis from Coons Auto Group to replace Highway Truck 4, not to exceed $74,185. 0 cents. Again, this is a budgeted item. It's nothing new. Been looking at for this for a while. It's need a replacement. And just Robert and Kelly, you might know this from attending meetings, they have a current list of all the equipment that they have, how many miles it has, and a replacement thing. So this has been on the books for a while. This isn't a new expense. It's a budgeted expense. So we need a motion to approve it.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, just so everybody knows, the chassis, the budgeted amount was $150,000, I think we had in the budget. The chassis is $74,000, then we have to have the back end built on it. And the quote we have for that is $50,922. So once we get the chassis, we have to take it down and have the rest of it built.
Would it be cheaper to just get like a pre-made one? Or?
So for what we use this truck for, it may go not work for what we use it for. This truck is actually our stormwater truck is mainly what we use it for. So it carries all our tools such as our concrete saws, all our piping, all of our bricks and mortar. You name it, it's on there. Our laser. And then this truck has a water tank on it so when we're doing our concrete cutting, we're not dry cutting anymore. So it dispense water into the saw, so it's a wet cut instead of so we're not breathing in the dust and all that stuff like that. OSHA is really pushing to get rid of the dry cutting and really pushing for everybody to be compliant with wet cutting. So we set up for that. It's also a snowplow truck. So this truck has multiple uses. It's not just one specific truck just for snow plowing or for stormwater. An all-around truck for everything.
With the back end being 50, it still comes in under the $150,000 budget. That's quite a bit. Okay. And I know at one point, this is the truck that there was some concern about how quickly we could actually get delivery or take delivery of it. Is it still an issue?
So this was one of them, but not as bad as the trucks. The big snowplow trucks that we're having a tough time that we've been waiting years and years for. But this truck, we have had a little bit of trouble finding a chassis, and we finally located one. It's been probably 3 months since we've been really looking for one, and finally located one. And this is actually Wisconsin. Kudos country of Antioch is going to do a dealer trade for us to bring that truck in, so we can still purchase it out of Illinois and not have to deal with the overstate taxes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's why we're bringing it up today versus waiting for the June board meeting. We don't want to lose it. So.
And that's it's just, Robert Kelly, that's why we had this meeting, so we could do this vote. That's important, because we'd lose it if we waited until June. Any other questions? Good question, Phil. Motion?
Motion?
Second?
Second. So all in favor or roll call?
No, yes, you can do.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
All right, any new business?
Nope.
And then we need to have an executive session, so if you're not part of the executive session, you can go or you can say anything else, but we need to have an executive session. So we need a motion.
Motion to enter executive. Y'all.
Thank you.
What does entering executive mean?
We can discuss both.
So we have to close this meeting to go into another meeting that's more private.
Yeah.
Does not involve the public.
Yeah, I'll break it down for you.
We need a motion to go ahead.
Motion. Who's motioning? Motion. Thank you, Kelly. Second.
Again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, thank you.
And I need a vote.
All in favor?
I'm always sitting at the back. I know, I saw that. Okay, motion to resume meeting. Anybody? Motion?
Second.
And that is at 4:39. All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
6:24 is the next meeting at 5:30 p.m.
We will need to be just a little bit faster with that maybe than this one, because I did mention that I have like an online class at 7 p.m.
Or even if you had to like leave early.
Oh, yeah, I guess you would still have a quorum in that case.
Motion to adjourn. Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
No, grab a second.
Whatever you guys. All in favor?
Aye.